there too. Are you kidding?
Please, let's do it. Okay, Jana, well, how cool. We were talking about this the other day. How cool would it be if we're all together sitting in person doing a live at one location?
Oh, yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen.
Let's do it. All right.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Okay. It's Happy Wednesday.
Everybody. Happy Wednesday.
So we got lots of great things happening for those of you who are joining us live. There's AJ. We were just
yesterday was so exciting, wasn't it?
Yesterday was.
Oh, Denise, I know you're trying not to let us announce it's your birthday, but it's your birthday. I know you're trying to change the subject, but it's not going to happen. So to all of our friends watching and those watching the replay, whoops, wrong point. That girl. Shout out, happy birthday to her.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Thanks, thanks, Lori. Hey, Michelle.
Yeah. So
day.
Yep.
Everybody put a birthday wish on there, and we will get it posted right here on our live.
Yes,
happy birthday, Denise. Here's Lori saying happy birthday, Denise. It is Denise Longton's 40th birthday.
My 16th anniversary of my 40th birthday.
That's right. Exactly. And that's reason to celebrate. You know what? We get to celebrate every year. We make it another year. So, girlfriend, we got lots to celebrate.
Yeah,
sure. I wake up every day saying thank you for another day.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. And how crazy is this that we make all you guys that have been watching this whole saga of the move and buying the house in Georgia. Right now, as we speak, Tom's at the closing in Georgia, closing on the new house on Denise's birthday. What is the chance of that? Seriously.
Coming to the East Coast.
Wow. Right. Everybody's moving to the East Coast. We need West Coast people.
And you know what? I told, as soon as we get there, I was telling Alan this, the minute we arrive there, I'm going right straight to the DMV, changing my car license plates and changing, because I'm sure that I'll be egged when they find out another Californian has joined their area. So
it's so interesting that you're saying that, because when we bought our property in Montana, the people at the end were so excited that my car license didn't have our California.
I know.
That's so
like, whoa.
I know.
Listen, let me give you a little tip. You're from Wisconsin. You're not from California.
Oh, there you go.
I am going to I'm going to arrive there with a cheese hat on my head, because then they'll know I'm really not a true Californian.
You don't even want to listen.
With a cheese hat on.
You can ask Denise how it is when she comes down south and says she's from New York.
Yeah.
People down here have no clue that there's actually like country hills and rolling hills.
No, they think I'm from the city. Yeah. I think people say to me, "Whoa, you're so nice. I can't believe you're from New York." I'm like, what?
So, you know what? You're so right, because people do that to me out here. They'll say, where are you from originally?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? What do you mean? Because people just aren't like that. Like, you're just so nice. Well,
isn't that funny?
Apparently not quite as nice as Alan Newell, because when he and I went grocery shopping, boy, he rolled out the kill him with kindness. I think I've kind of just adapted. So
well, listen, the more they stirred the pot, the more I was like, I'm gonna have fun with this. I'm walking to the grocery store, I'm like, hey y'all, how you doing? And they're all like, who the hell is that?
Yeah, those are good memories. So to all of you watching, this is the beautiful thing about doing this business we do, because it's these memories that are just fabulous.
Yeah. True story.
What's odd is, Jamie's from New York and Denise from New York, but they don't sound like New York City people. And so people are confused. Like, she's from New York. I'd have never guessed that,
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So we're having fun. We're celebrating Denise's birthday today. And it's mixed. What you got? Any big plans?
You're looking at it, babe.
Why did
you're gonna fix everybody?
What do you mean you're working? You're working? I'm like, I love what I like. I love it.
No, that'll show up.
What else do we want to do? Hey, has the delivery truck shown up yet? Okay. I just want to make sure you're home. Okay. Okay, great.
Funny.
So, what was I I lost my train of thought. Oh, so for your birthday, you're going to go in there and fix a big dinner for your family, right?
Well, it's funny. They're like, my son that moved in here, with his family, they're like, Mom, we're going to put caution tape over the kitchen so you can't come in here on your birthday. I'm like, look I love it. I love to cook for people. I love to bake. I like to entertain. I enjoy it. What I don't enjoy is shopping for it, cooking it, serving it, and cleaning up all by myself. That I don't like.
Right. That's right. Yeah. Like,
Right, you're meeting chef with Ava.
Yeah, she was very excited this morning, a 4-year-old. She's excited because her birthday is coming right after mine.
Oh.
And that's what the real excitement is. She's like, it's not his birthday. And then you know what happens? I'm like,
I'm so glad it's not your birthday because mine is soon.
Oops, go ahead.
What did you say?
I love it when the younger ones can't figure out why it's your birthday before.
Oh, yeah. Like, you're so lucky, Nana, that yours is before mine. I've been waiting years for my birthday. I'm like,
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. So, Alan, how'd your appointment go yesterday? And I want you to know we handled it just fine. We didn't say too many bad things about you. We just rolled it out.
I'm sitting there in the chair and I'm messing with my phone, and of course, and I'd already said to them, I said, now listen, because they're like, you're going to be here a while, we got to take these teeth out, I got to do this, temporary one in, and you'll be here all day. And I'm like, well, so I walk in and I come in toting my backpack and I'm like, okay, so let me tell y'all what's happening here. Y'all got Wi-Fi, right? I said, if I can get on the call at 11, I want to. If not, I got to call at 1 o'clock, and whatever's happening in my mouth is stopping because at 1 o'clock we're celebrating people who won prizes,
Oh, God.
And so they're like, okay, well, we normally take lunch at 1 anyway. I'm like, perfect. That works great. I'm out of here, And so I was literally laying in the chair with all the tray in front of me and everything, and I'm kind of reaching around the guy, and I'm pulling up the live, and I'm going out. I'm going to check this out. And the lady goes, what are you doing? I said, I'm trying to see what's happening out there in the world. We got things going on. She goes, oh, okay. She said, I thought you were filming us or taking a video or taking a picture.
You're like, no.
Oh, boy.
So, but it's fun. I did a video several years ago of when I had some other implants done, and people were like, I can't believe you shared that. Take it down. It's horrible. And I thought it was funny because they're like, I'm holding the camera and the guy's, I'm like, oh, that drives me crazy. But the sound is not bad. The smell. Yeah, the smell is like, okay, so what do y'all like? You need a new bit, sharper bit. You're burning that thing. When you're drilling wood with a dull bit and the wood burns, get a new bit. My teeth are burning.
Yeah.
We had a good time. I am no stranger to dental work. My family has bad teeth and in hearing. My dad was legally deaf. My brother is deaf in one ear, and I'm tone deaf, and so we're used to that. And then the bad teeth thing, it's funny because my that comes from my mother's side, believe it or not. My dad's side of the family, they got great teeth, no fillings, no cavities, no nothing. And then on my mom's side, it's the opposite. So sometimes you get the best of what's going on, sometimes you don't.
That's the way it is.
Yep.
It is. So anyway, long story short, that was cool. So listen, we got 6 minutes left to celebrate Denise's birthday, but we were talking about, and I've got 3 ways because I've got all 3 of y'all on here. 3 ways. And so what was our message today? Our message was 3 ways. And let me find the thing here so I can make sure that I quote it properly. Come on, little messages. All right, here we go. On our live today, we're talking about what are 3 ways that I can improve myself to be better, to have more success in life and in business. Okay. So what do y'all have? What is one way that you can think of, Jana?
Oh gosh, for me,
Yeah.
setting up a schedule.
Uh-huh.
A little bit. I've always had a job that was autonomous, right? So
Yeah.
I always got the job done. But I think in this situation, I need to strengthen my schedule. That would be something that I think would, I can accomplish it. But sometimes when you accomplish it and it's at the end of the day, or you feel like you missed out because you dragged it longer like you're supposed to do it in the morning and you let it go till the afternoon. So for me, I think strengthening my schedule.
So improve your skills to become a more successful in business and in life so having a schedule and doing a better job of managing your schedule.
Yeah, just managing my time. So a skill of managing my time, I guess because it is a skill, right? Is that a skill? Considered a skill?
No, but that's me raising my hand, going. People like me, I'm like, oh, squirrel. Oh, look over there. Listen. I forgot. It's an hour later, and I'm back to what I was supposed to be doing. 100%. So I literally, as I've shown you many times, I think that's a great tip because I literally, if I don't have it written down and schedule it, doubtful it's going to happen unless I bump into it. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot I was supposed to, So that's a good one. All right, Lisa, what about you?
I would agree 100% with Jana, but also for me, consistency. And I've really dropped the ball on that with the distractions. And guess what? We all have distractions. They can all be excuses. And this morning, I've been awake since 2:50. I'm thinking, okay, it is time to refocus and stick with consistency. But yeah, exactly. But truly, when I was on it and consistent with things, it just felt so much better and stuff was happening. And so, yeah, scheduling consistency across the board.
Consistency is so important. And here's the thing about consistency that's so important is the more consistent you are and the more you consistently achieve what's on your schedule, consistently work on your business each day, the better you feel.
Oh, contentment. It's pure contentment.
Yeah. Well, the results don't even really matter at that time when you're working on your business each day and you're being consistent. I feel you. I mean, I moved into this new house, chaos going on. It's like, oh, I got to do this. Right? I was freaking out because I'm like, I moved the garage here. It's a big garage, but it had one little shelf that was 5 feet long and about 2 feet deep. That's it. And there's no attic space and there's a small storage. And I'm like, I gotta have shelves out there. I gotta have stuff to put stuff on. And so now I got stuff piled up out there and it's bugging me to death to get that done. And once I start working on it, then I'll feel better. But yeah, so consistency is huge, huge. All right, birthday girl, you're up.
Well, those two things they really are huge for me as well. And also a struggle, but I find that, really, for me, it's the intangible piece, the juju piece. I'm going to say meditation because for me, when I can calm myself, when I can be quiet for a moment, it doesn't matter what kind of meditation, like something where you're quiet and you're listening to your own brain, yourself. It's having that help you to be open to hear messages that maybe you don't want to hear. Maybe it's criticism, or maybe it's, stuff from your customers or stuff from your family or people that you work with, ideas, to be open to those ideas and understand yourself and why something resonates with you and why something doesn't resonate with you and what you can do to improve that so that going forward, those other pieces are a little bit easier for me to handle if I have this piece in place.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's important. Yeah. Yeah. And it's important for me to, I have found that y'all were talking about that earlier in the morning. You were talking about the Alive at 5 and the book about getting up at 5 a.m. Yeah. And so from that, I started getting up in the morning and going and not, getting on my phone, but going over to a chair that I had in my old house. Hey, girl. Oh, she missed me.
Hey, Linz.
She wants
So going over to a chair and the sunshine would come in this window and just relaxing and chilling and thinking about the day. Now, for me, I had to get up a little earlier to do that. And I've been working on, 5 o'clock hasn't gotten here yet, but now it's like, it's earlier than it was and about an hour and a half earlier. And it's just being able to just, as you said, kind of, I don't know if it's calm yourself or just,
yeah.
Yeah.
It gives you a moment before the craziness of the day sets in to think about things.
Yeah.
I guess when it's quiet, when nobody's needing you to do something for them, or you're not getting calls or messages, or you're just taking time out. And when you're somebody who's easily distracted, like I am, squirrel. I have to do that first thing in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And often, sometimes before I go to bed, just to kind of center myself and think about, things that you're grateful for, things that you appreciate. And it helps me to put the other pieces in place.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
One thing that I say every morning, and I think I've just said it, and it's the first thing I do when I open my eyes, I just say, thank you for another day. And then I ask God to guide my steps.
Yeah.
And I think you're talking the same thing, Dee.
The same thing.
Yep, because it's just like, it's just like, thank you, but guide my steps.
Yeah.
Do the right things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
Be open to the messages that you're going to hear during the day.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Exactly, Jamie, breathe. Like the breath, paying attention to your breath. You guys, it sounds so ridiculous, but have you ever caught yourself not breathing?
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
It's
All
honoring.
the,
Like it is. It's
Yeah, unbelievable.
all the time. And so I was reading a book the other day, and it talked about, when you get up in the morning, you say, I'm so happy and grateful for this. And I'm so happy. And you go through it and you say, thank you, Lord, for another day. And it had 10 things to say. And what was ironic is it would say this, and then breathe. Take 2 deep breaths.
Wow. Yeah.
And then say this, and then take 2 deep breaths. And it was awesome because it was really just not relaxing. And it gave you a chance to think about, because again, I'm like Denise says, I read this one, read this one, read this. Okay, got them 10 done. What's next?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Football.
Yeah.
You know what? If you are trying to get from one end of your house to the other, and there's all kinds of stuff in the hallway, and there's and you got to climb over things, like it's really difficult to get to the other side. You might get distracted in the meantime, but I think of my mind like that. So if I can sit down and be quiet and kind of clear the way, then the day can happen. Like I can get ideas of who to reach out to, or what to say to this person, or how to help that person, or that kind of stuff. I think it really makes a big difference. It kind of clears the hallway so you can make it to the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Now, Andrew says, don't forget the tracker.
100%.
Right.
Yep.
And so to that point, AJ, one of the things that I wanted to say is, when if you want to be the best at anything, if you want to be a professional, I saw this video, and it was Arnold Palmer. And if some of you may be too young to know who Arnold Palmer was, he was considered one of the greatest golfers of all time. Today's world, you can say, Tiger Woods or many people. Okay.
I thought he was a drink.
Yeah, he is.
I was going to say,
Drinks after him, golf courses after him.
I've had one.
I mean, so many things they've named after him because he was such not only an amazing golfer, but an amazing person.
He really was. I've read that book.
And so it shows him coming up through, and, they come up through there, and the people, and when you can turn your signature, when your signature becomes an autograph, and so he was coming up through the crowd and he was signing autographs, and they had him on video. And this guy says, "Oh, Mr. Palmer, you impressed me so much. I'm so inspired by you. I just want to be able to hit the golf ball like you do." And the guy was standing there, and he had, and nothing against having a beer. I mean, I drink Michelob Ultra sometimes. But the guy was standing there with a beer in his hand, his hat, and and he said, "I wish I could hit a ball like you do." And Arnold Palmer looks at him and goes, "No, you don't." And he goes, "What do you mean?" He says, "When I was young, I would hit 2,000 balls a day, every day. rain, snow, sleet,
Wow.
didn't matter. I hit 2,000 balls a day.
Do the work.
Yeah.
I mean, does that go back to do the work?
Do the work.
Yeah.
And the key is, if you want to master,
Yeah.
this business, master the system.
Yep.
Mhm.
Master this 5-step system. Okay, so master the invite process. And if you do it, we're not expecting you to do this 2,000 times a day, but if you do it 5 times a week, you're not going to master it.
Right.
This is a simple system. It's invite, share, follow up, enroll. And then the key is this. The number 5 is so important. Train them to do the same thing. See, if we have 1,000 people, just 1,000 people that master this, if you on your team, if you master this yourself and get 5 people on your team to master this, every dream you've ever had in this business will come true. That's all you got to do is master. I've got a good friend of mine. My brother coached football for years. My brother and I used to coach together. And then when I didn't have kids playing, he'd say, come coach. Well, listen, in order to be a great coach, even at the high school level where he was coaching, Jana, you know this. Your husband's an athletic director. It's just the coaching is full-time job. It's probably fit. They're watching film at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. They're studying the other team. They're studying plays. They're studying each player. They're spending time getting to know the heart of each player and what motivates. It is a job.
Mark Coach loses about 10, 15 pounds every season. It's
Every season.
number 28, though, in the nation.
Yeah. Oh, they are?
Yeah.
And see, it takes so much to achieve that.
Yeah.
But see, when you look, and so I say that because my brother, when we were younger and we were coaching, like middle school stuff, we were coaching against Chad Greer, and Will Greer was his son playing quarterback. Will is now the backup quarterback for the Carolina Panthers. Okay. And so then my brothers, and we couldn't figure out, we were very successful. We were 8-0 one season and played with Chad's team in the championship game and lost 12-0. That was the least points he had scored against any other team all season, But we were committed and we knew. But when my brother started coaching with him, he said, Alan, it's unbelievable. Had we done what he does, his kids practice, and he said, they say practice makes perfect. He goes, no, it doesn't. Perfect practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
And he said, they talk all the time. He said, the quarterbacks go over there and they work on footwork every day. The same routine every day. They work on passing every day. They work on each route. They run the route tree. The receivers are there running the route tree. He said the timing is so important. And in high school football, he says he's releasing the ball before the receiver ever plants his foot to turn.
Right.
Because he knows that's exactly where that receiver is going to be.
Yeah, I was just going to say the application is so real. One of the things Rena and I were talking about the other day is I asked her what the difference was in the last, we've been in Rank Makers for 3 or 4 weeks, and you guys know I'm just a huge fan, blah, blah, blah. But I said, I see James' name, and I went to Jamie, but I said, Rena, what's changed? And she goes, Jana, we're doing it. We're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And when you invite and you share and you connect and you follow up and you do those things,
yeah,
share, follow up, enroll. Yeah. I mean, there's a mind shift, you guys, and it doesn't happen until you do it consistently. Like you can be in the game and you can hear those words, like when Alan was saying, he throws the ball before the guy turns around. Mm-hmm. Those things just come natural. But that little piece, that piece that comes with doing the work is also connected to your mind. It's connected to, oh, this is a system. Oh, this is easy. It's just so interesting. So those steps don't come. It stays hard if you don't do the work. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to explain it, but because I've been watching.
They tell me, and Coach Mark, your husband, ask me about this. It's muscle memory.
Yeah.
Your brain is a muscle.
That's it.
It's muscle memory. So when I used to go out, and so then after I wasn't coaching, they would say, hey, will you come out and help us? We have a camp going on. They would do multiple camps during the summertime. And he'd say, can you help us with the camp? I mean, I played quarterback when I was young, nowhere near the coaching nor the talent that these guys have. I'm just going to say it. But I was able to run drills, and I knew certain things, and I knew footwork, and I knew enough to be a help, to go in and do it. But see, here they'd say, come. And he said, well, I want you to help because you'll do exactly what we tell you to do. That's so important because he had a system. This is what you do. And it was amazing. And for example, they'd come, everything was down to a science. When they came together as a group, they'd say, blah, blah, blah. And everybody go, 3 claps.
Great.
So-and-so did a great job. 3 claps. And it was automatic for this team. And when you put them on a field, they could be down by 14, 21 points at the end of the game. Not like the Vikings down by 21 points, but real. And they never – you'd have high school kids on the sidelines that didn't lose their cool, didn't get upset. Coach would say, bring them together and say, we're going to do blah, blah, blah. He already knew in his head, when you're down by 21 in the fourth quarter and there's 12 minutes to go, we're going to do blah, blah, blah. And they go, great, because they already knew. They had already practiced it. They had already mastered it. And listen to me, we talked about schedule, and as AJ said, he said, I love Arnold Palmer there, but AJ up here said the tracker. The tracker is a calendar. Everybody has different calendars. Everybody have different schedules. I use the tracker, but I also use, as Jana said, a schedule. Mm-hmm. But I promise you, if you master these 5 steps and you put them in a schedule, just like Jana said, and you do them consistently, just like Lisa said, and you get up every morning, like Denise said, and you relax and you plan your day, and you say, okay, today this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to follow the schedule, and I'm going to focus on it, and I'm going to be consistent every day, and I'm going to relax myself so that I stay focused, and you master these 5 steps. Trust me.
Well, and I know we're all full-time, but you guys, for all of our team who are still working, right? Some have 2 jobs. I think the biggest thing that I hear is the consistency part, even if it's 30 minutes. But if you hit it, the engagement is 30 minutes every day. Commit yourself to that. Because then you go to bed and you're like, you know what? I did do 2 jobs today, but I got 30 minutes in. And you will feel so good that it'll just start to raise the confidence and all that just comes to it. So I think that when you touch it once a week, it's just not enough. I think that scale down and don't put so much pressure on yourself, but do the 30 minutes, like do the engagement every day. That's been a piece that's been huge for me with the Rank Makers, that I hope that I can put that in I know I can. I did it. I'm doing it. And but that would be one thing I would just say, hey, I know you're tired, and whether it means getting up a half hour earlier or going to bed a half hour later, just put that 30 minutes in, because you'll breathe and go, oh, I'm doing it. And that's just, I have so many people that work full time, you guys, and I think you all do, right?
I'm glad
person is still working.
For sure. And I'm glad you brought that up, Jana, because most people do. This is promoted. This type of business is promoted as a side hustle. Like, what can you do? I've got an opportunity for you that won't on a part-time basis. It won't interfere with what you're already doing. So giving them permission, and it's okay, and the guidance of just pick the time slot that'll work today for you. It takes that pressure off of, oh my gosh, they're expecting this out of me. And, I'm glad you brought that up, because that is the majority of the people in the industry.
Oh, I have almost my whole team is sitting there and they're like, how do you do it?
Right.
2 things I want to say, and I know that we'll wrap up because I know we're 11:29, and I know Denise is giving me that scowl look like it's my birthday. 15 minutes overdue. I want to go to North Carolina and whoop your hiney. So here's the 2 things is this. One is the people that think, oh, if I could do it full time like you guys, let me tell you something. It's harder to stay on track. I just had a conversation downstairs with Eli 2 days ago, and I said, Eli, I know that I'm at home all the time, but I do work. This is a job. I just can't just go and fling and just drop everything and go. I have to stick to my schedule. And so it's easier to be distracted when you don't have that job to go to and have to be there at 9 and have to get off at 5 and then have dinner and then from 7 to 9 do my work. It's easy. We get so distracted. And just as you said, Jana, I mean, it's so important to do that, but it's also important to be consistent with it. And what's interesting about what Jana said is this: is when you start mastering this. Jana is loving the rank makers, and she said, "I love it." Now her activity has increased, but her results haven't caught up yet.
That's right.
But she's not giving up. She's staying focused. She's going to stick with it, because when you change up and you do this, some people will do it for 3 days. Some people will do it for 3 weeks and go, I tried what they said, didn't work.
Yeah.
Stop. It takes time to get that consistency. I can tell you that Will Greer started practicing being a quarterback at 7 years old. His younger brother was a better quarterback than him, but went a different direction. He's the one that was on Dancing with the Stars and a show, and now he's a celebrity, lives in California. So, great feedback, ladies. Appreciate it.
Good stuff.
Everybody go on Denise's page and flood it with happy birthdays. Happy 40th birthday, Denise. We love you. You're awesome.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Appreciate it so much, everybody.
All right, you guys. Have a great day.
God bless.
Have a great one. Hey,
Bye,
congratulations,
everybody.
Jamie, for winning the grand prize.
Yay.
Yay.